going on, everybody? I hope you can hear this. I jumped out of Masters, you can see. Maybe not. But let's talk about the swim. So right in the morning they announced it is a non-wetsuit swim, but I thought 400 yards, no big deal. And did not get a swim warm-up in, rookie mistake, but I was motivated and I always veer to the left. For every reason I always veer to the left, and so I started on the far right and I jumped on somebody's feet pretty quickly. I looked to the left like, oh, you're right there. So I decided to jump on his feet and he basically towed me the whole way. And I thought I was swimming pretty comfortably, and I thought for some reason, like I kept looking up to see if I was like still in the group, and little did I know that Robin outswam me by about 50 seconds in the 400. But yeah, I mean overall, I got out of the water, and I felt pretty comfortable, got onto the bike, but overall, thought it was a pretty decent swim.
275 is the power that I held, and that sits right around 4.0 watts a kilo for that ride, and 275 hurt. It hurt a lot. And I came out of the water, got onto the bike, had an awesome transition. For an Ironman athlete, I was super pumped with my transition, and I used rubber bands, and it went smooth. No issues, no falling off the bike. Carried a lot of good speed through it. And so Daniel, Robin, and two other guys were up the road. And I'm thinking, everybody has to be within a minute. And so I'm rolling. First 2, 3, 4 minutes, I'll show the power file. Somewhere around here I'll show it. But I'm pushing really good power, good speed. And the opening 4 miles is really fast. And I'm thinking, I have the best aero position here. I'm going to catch him. And I didn't catch anybody. Within 3 to 4 minutes, it felt like the lactate in my legs was at 10 millimole, a ton. And I had to like soft pedal. But I wasn't like overly pushing, but I was pushing good power, 270, 280, maybe 290. And I had a soft pedal, like clear it. And then I get going again, lactate goes up. And then I'm like, what is going on? So the whole time I'm like, on this side of my head, I'm like, you're doing terrible. And on this side, I'm thinking, it's a sprint triathlon. It should be hard. Keep pushing. And it went like that through the whole bike. So at the turnaround of the bike, I see Daniel. He's basically in first, and he's a great runner. So I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to catch him. And then Robin was in 4th position, and I was in 5th, but I was still 20 to 30 seconds back. I'm thinking, man, this is interesting. This is not how I played it out in my head. And then coming back through, nothing changed the whole bike. I sat where I was. I didn't pull anybody back. And I'm starting the run thinking, if my legs feel like they do biking, I don't know how this is going to go.
What's going on, everybody? We're going to finish this blog, I promise you. So it's like noon, just finished a run, 4 miles, racing again this weekend. So I didn't want to over toast it, but it's a couple of days after the 4th of July. So if you're in America, hope you had a great 4th. We were up in Michigan, more on the Detroit side, this time visiting Cindy's family, which was really nice. But let's get back to the race. Let's finish this thing out. So came off the bike, my legs were fried, they were tired, and I thought this run is not going to go well with how my legs felt. Biking, like a lot of fatigue, a lot of lactate, and I get off the bike and I start running, and I felt amazing, felt awesome. So which was just so strange because of how my legs felt. But I said, okay, let's roll with this, and I'm rolling, and I came off the bike 4th or 5th, and I see Robin up there, and I see the next person up there. I'm thinking like, I can get them. And I kind of just started pushing as hard as I can. It was a 5K, and it's hilly because like you start, it's like a false flat, and then you have a really hard uphill, then a good downhill for a while. And then I caught Robin on the uphill section, and having trained with Robin for a long time, I know that she is such a good runner, and she ran an open half marathon in the low 120s earlier this year, and I caught her, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna pass her, and I'll see you later. And I thought I had gotten rid of her, because I'm like, okay, next person, I'm gonna catch this guy who's in third. I can get third. I know I can, and I'm pushing, and then I get to the turnaround section, and I make the U-turn, and Robin's right there, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. And she looks like she has game face on, and we're like flying like sub 6 minute pace at this point. We're running pretty fast, and I'm thinking, okay, so U-turn, and then it's a false uphill at that point, and I'm trying to give it everything I got, and then we come out, and I have not caught third. I don't think I made up any time on this guy. He was running so strong. And then I've had a little bit of a gap on Robin, finished it up, and I was in fourth. But I mean, overall, like, it's such a crazy race because, you know, the swim was good, the bike felt pretty bad, and then the run felt amazing. So it's like always that reminder of how you feel in a certain discipline is not always how it's going to end. And that's that. But what's next? I'm racing this weekend. It's another local sprint, Partyville, and it's a really flat race. The bike is a little bit longer. It's like 15, 16 miles, but it's really flat. 5K run, and I've run this race many times, so I'm looking forward to that, which is amazing because I'm training for Ironman Chattanooga, but all I'm doing is I'm racing sprints just because I can still get in like a really good amount of training up to that point, and I can have fun and push myself because I love the sprint distance racing. I don't think I'm like the greatest at it, obviously, but there is like a certain enjoyment with doing, you know, essentially a 1 hour race as hard as I can go. And I think for me, like, there's like this some suffer aspect to it where it just reminds you how to suffer and deal with the uncertainty at that high level. So I don't know, I love it. I'm gonna keep doing it, but overall training's going great, no injuries, and just looking forward to keeping the training going. Thanks for following along this long if you made it this far, and yeah, talk to you later.